by Weather Rate, sponsored by AC Designs.
So did you hear what Anthony said? That shows you how fast this hurricane, as cyclones go, is moving along. So at 2:30, it was 170 southwest of Tampa. Now it's 130 due west of Tampa. So basically passing Tampa up and heading toward landfall, as mentioned in the Big Bend. So again, just wanted to verify, nothing has changed for us. The hurricane warning, Columbia County, Clinch County, you folks in Waycross, we still expect you to at least have hurricane force gust. Alachua County, see this line here? That's I-75. So in Gainesville and the campus, so technically east of I-75 still, there will be hurricane force gusts. For the rest of us, plan on tropical storm conditions. Certainly nothing like what's going to happen off to the west, but still something we want to respect, especially because it looks like the most widespread period of winds gusting to at least 60, and there'll be some higher gusts. Remember we said about 60. 60 is considered severe winds. They're considered winds when we begin to see not just one or two limbs coming down, but more widespread limbs, and therefore increasing power outages as well. In Duval, we think the worst will be between about 7 and 1. Won't suddenly happen. It'll gradually pick up and then gradually decrease after 1. So still windy through the night, but that's the windiest 6 that helps you with some isolated tornadoes. Of course, stay out of any flooded roads, and we will have another round of downpours, but because we did not get the steady rainfall today, we thought it would be to the west. Fortunately, it has been. Let's give you a real quick look with radar after we hear from Ross and a little more about just where that devastating storm surge is going to be.
Yeah, Tim, so thankfully our storm surge here on the First Coast not going to be nearly that bad. 1 to 2, 3 feet, even anywhere from really Volusia County the whole way up to Brunswick and even up towards Savannah. But if you think about it, areas south of Tampa down towards Sarasota, Fort Myers, they actually saw storm surge issues as early as 8 to 9 a.m. this morning. So think of the Floridian Peninsula kind of like a barrier, all that water continuing to just get funneled northward up into Appalachia Bay, where those folks right along the Gulf Coast could see anywhere from 15 to nearly 20 feet of storm surge. So that is just south of Tallahassee, where meteorologist Robert Speta is currently at. Crystal River could see 10 to even 15 feet of storm surge, and then it does decrease slightly as you go further southward. But certainly a potentially historic life-threatening event for those folks in Appalachia Bay. And the winds also going to be the worst in that area as well. Hurricane force damaging wind gusts all the way from Cedar Key up to Perry, up to Tallahassee, and then just watch how far inland these move. Tim had showed it to you just moments ago. Still expected to be a Category 2 hurricane by the time it moves out of Florida and into Georgia. So hurricane force winds still expected to move right up along that I-75 corridor up towards Macon and potentially even onto the south sides of Atlanta by early tomorrow morning. Thankfully, here in Duval County and much of the I-95 corridor, we are not experiencing the hurricane force winds, but certainly wind gusts of about 40 to 60 miles per hour will be possible for us. Now, for our friends out further west, the worst of the storm, especially in Lake City and those areas along and west of I-75, will be between about 6 p.m. and midnight tonight, where wind gusts could certainly exceed anywhere from 75 to nearly 90 miles per hour, and we will certainly still have that isolated tornado risk lingering around through the remainder of this evening. Slightly later then, for our friends up in southeast Georgia, about 11 p.m. to 5 a.m., wind gusts anywhere from about 60 to 75 miles per hour in that area there, across anywhere from Waycross down to Folkston. And thankfully, the rain also not nearly as bad, especially compared to what Hurricane Debbie was like. Heaviest of the rain much further west out towards Tallahassee, and then especially up towards Atlanta and really the Appalachians, Asheville, up into western North Carolina. They've been seeing rain for the last 24 to 36 hours, Tim, and they've got more rain on the way here over about the next day or so.
Yeah, again, folks, compared to what others are receiving, not bad, but certainly something to respect, and we're going to have some problems here, especially as the eastern perimeter swings our way. So all the weather you see over the Gulf of Mexico, bands of showers and thunderstorms heading our way. This is what we're going to watch over the next hour or two. Downpours coming at us from the south. They're going to head to the northwest, but we do think the main event will be when this band swings from the southwest to the northeast over the First Coast. We've talked about the times. I know many of you are interested in the river. The good news is we haven't had any new additional water get into the St. Johns River. So it's high. It's going to slosh. So as far as high tide this evening at Main Street Bridge 643. Later, for those of you to the south, the good news is for those of you to the south, the wind conditions will be decreasing earlier. So again, we've talked about the big impacts off to the west and to the northwest. We'll cover the other counties as we go through the evening hours, but also wanted to take you through the other side. And that is, although gusty on Friday morning, gusts down to about 40, they'll decrease all day long. We'll call them clearing winds, and then nice tranquil conditions into the weekend. Bottom line, let's see, right now it's 5:30. By 3:30, even you folks in Waycross, conditions will be improving. So about another 10 hours and improving conditions. We'll, of course, keep you updated.
All right, so